Hello everyone, welcome, should be live, ready to go. This is a live match, not a recorded game, between Kimo, Season 1 champion, against TheRapl, up-and-coming player who advanced out of Challengers League last season to play in the Champions League. It's the last week of games here, and we are in for, hopefully, a great match. As we've got Kimo, who is currently 3-0 against TheRapl, who's currently 2-2. So Kimo looking to solidify the top of the group. TheRapl is fighting for his playoff life here. Top four do advance, and TheRapl is in a battle for mostly third and fourth place. But Kimo also looking for the top. But theoretically, he's got 3 games left to play. If he loses all 3, probably wouldn't make the playoffs. So we are getting ready to start here in just a bit. These players are ready to go. I'm going to show you the standings. Spoiler alert, don't look if you don't want to be spoiled. It's got both divisions. We're looking on the left side of the screen here. Kimo, as we can see, is 3-0. TheRapl 2-2. And kind of a strange division over here. We've got 3 players who are kind of so far way ahead of everybody else. And then we've got 2 players who are not having a great season. And then you got Supe and TheRapl right there in the middle of everything. And if you take a quick look at the Implode division, that thing's wide open. We're the last week. Nobody has secured a playoff spot and nobody has been eliminated. So it's a lot of crazy games, I think, are going to happen over there. But let's focus on TheRapl. Let's focus on Kimo. And we are about ready to get started as we are waiting for Kimo to get in the game room. Let me check real quick and see as I pull you guys into my my little office here. There is a stream delay. In fact, let me get my chat up. But there's a stream delay of almost 2 minutes, just to help keep things on the up and up, everything legit. Not like we think anybody's gonna cheat, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. So I will have chat on the screen, but it'll be delayed. So you'll just have to deal with it. And let's take a look real quick and see who is the first pick today. As we're waiting, still waiting for Kimo to get in the game room. That's okay. Let's see. First pick is. Let's take a look here. Take a look here. Take a look here. Upcoming matches. First pick will be Kimo, who banned Tundra, and then TheRapl will be second pick. Of course, he banned Metit, and then the third game, if we get there, is predetermined to be a watering hole. Antos is predicting Kimo. Or no, you're sorry. I'll 3-0 because he's won 3 matches. I'll put in here that there is a 2-minute delay, just so people are aware. How is he 3-0? Because he is. That's how. And well, anyway, we got a little bit of time. We're still waiting for Kimo to get in. So take a look at the standings again. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Kimo's 3-0. And TheRapl is 2-2. Oh, hi. Hey. I have a baby visiting me. Up. All right. While we're waiting for Kimo to get ready, we'll hold the baby. Not actually a baby anymore. And okay, let's take a look though and see. Who Kimo has beaten so far. It looks like, in fact, actually, you can tell just by looking at the standings. Kimo has beaten Mr. Boat, I Kill You Die, and Supe. TheRapl has beaten Mr. Boat and I Kill You Die. So, big match here for both players, but then we've got another match coming up later between Supe and TheRapl, which could be for that 4th spot, depending on what happens. Down? Do you want to look at yourself? We got baby here on my lap, so hold on. We'll give baby some screen time. Who do you want to win? Do you want Kimo to win or TheRapl? Can you say Kimo? Kimo! You can say you. There you are. All right, we're just waiting for Kimo to get in the game room here. And he is. So should be starting in just a minute. All right, bye, Ava. We'll see Mommy. There she goes. All right. So good to have everybody on board. Just keep in mind that there is a 2-minute delay. And hold on, I need to know why Mommy is not watching Ava. So I'll be right back. Give me just 30 seconds. All right, sorry about that. We're back. Had to deal with the little one as we are waiting for Kimo to pick his map. And waiting. Oh, I should put a prediction, though we might want to wait. Kelsey, if you could do a prediction, that would be great. I don't know if you can. Let me see. You are able to find out as we are still waiting for. Oh, kids are great. You just there's something else. Anyway, we'll hold on here. Let's pull up the game room here while we're waiting. And so this is a best of 3. It's the regular season. If you're not familiar with what the Champions League is, it's a 5-week season with 6 matches for each player. And at the top of the regular season, the top 4 in each group advance to the playoffs. The bottom 3 will go to relegations to play against the top 3 of the Challengers League. And they will kind of determine that'll determine who goes to the next season, the Champions League next year, or next season, whatever that would be. And then the top 8 players from the Champions League, the 4 from each division, play in a postseason match, postseason bracket, shall we say, for all the dollars or whatever it is. Ego, dollars. There is some prize pool. Boyd put $1,000 to the prize pool. And then Hell's the Ravage put a little bit as well. So there's about $1,000 plus a few pennies of a prize pool. So yeah, game 3 will be Watering Hole. Game 1, we're waiting for Kimo to pick his map. And then game 2 will be TheRapl's map. And they pick the map before players click in so that people can choose which god to go. But should be fun once we get going. We got another game later today at 18 GMT, so that's about an hour. That's between Dark Soul 900 and OG and Nenny J. That is in the Challengers League. And Thursday at 1800 GMT, it's some guy named Chrono JJ against Dauber. And then Saturday, got a couple matches scheduled for the weekend already. Mariano versus Player at 18 GMT. Nyan Racing Cat versus Mariano Sunday at 18 GMT. And we've got quite a few more games yet. As we wait. What screen was bright? Yeah, I know. So you'll be able to see the chat on screen. It's kind of weird because it's going to be 2 minutes behind, but that's okay. I figure it's better to have it on screen than not. Well, that's all right. Yeah, we're getting there. All right. We have a game 1 choice. It is Anatolia for Kimo. Let's put that on the board. Anatolia is for Kimo. Let's get it to fit in. Come on. There we go. Anatolia for Kimo. Dang it. There's a little bit more showing. Oh, we'll fix that later. We might as well click in while we have a chance. So Anatolia, let's get into the game room and click in. And Kimo has got himself all oiled up in this 8 minutes of waiting. And he's ready to go. So is TheRapl. He's clicked in. I'm clicked in. I guess Kimo maybe putting on the last little bit of pumping in the last little bit of steroids, and we're ready to go here. Here we go. Game number 1. Anatolia is Kimo's pick. Probably see Isis is my guess into like maybe an Odin. Oh, Hades. Hey, I'm not ready for this one. All right, here we are on the bottom left of the map on Anatolia. I think Anatolia is supposed to represent ancient Turkey, but we've got TheRapl. He is the color blue, and he's Odin. Now that I anticipated, but Kimo kind of surprised me. He's going with Hades. Hades as the red color. Interesting. So I know Kimo has started playing other gods. Well, not really started, but has been playing other gods at a high level lately. So he's Hades. But you'd think as an Egyptian player he would go Isis, but he didn't. That's all right. Hello, everyone in the chat. Remember, 2-minute delay, so it'll be hard to specifically interact as we are. See, people like me are predicting Isis abuse, but no, it's Hades. So what do you see as a Hades versus Odin on this map? I mean, it's not really a matchup I've seen a lot, top level. Though I guess you could say it would probably not be too different than like a Odin versus Poseidon here, or Odin versus Zeus maybe. I think it'd probably be a little bit more similar to Odin versus Poseidon. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty even matchup here as far as a god matchup. There might be people who would disagree. Naturally, the Norse players will say, oh, it's Greek favored, and naturally the Greek players will say it's Norse favored, and me, who really has no idea what I'm talking about, I'll just say it's even. It's even, 50-50. So should be pretty close. We see TheRapl putting a house right next to his berries here, and we've got a dock. Both players did dock on the bottom right of the map, so that is not unusual. I think most people build on the bottom right because the units pop out on the right of the town center at the beginning of the map, so I think it's just natural for everybody just to come down here. But yeah, there'll be the fish over here and some fish down there as well. And yeah, there'll be 9 fish per player on each side. So that makes 18 fish over here and 18 fish over here for a total of 36. I had to get that ready ahead of time, actually. No aging up yet. We see nobody's really close. Typically, you see kind of a slower-ish age up, like 5 minutes or so on Anatolia, just because it's so hard to push through the docks, because, I mean, the docks sit right next to the fish, so the docks are able to shoot once they are garrisoned by fishing boats, and actually, Hades docks actually do more damage than other docks, so I guess that could be another reason to go Hades, but yeah, I don't know, like, as far as a strategy here, what the plan is. Like, what would you do as the Odin here? Like, I think there's a variety of different choices you could do. Like, kind of a semi-fast heroic. Maybe even try to do, like, a cheeky Nord push with some... the mountain giants and trees. But against Hades, I don't think that's good because Hades has super strong buildings. Typically, you don't see a lot of fighting on the water. You know, a little bit of skirmishes, I guess, as we see Kimo going way forward here. I think he's wanting to keep TheRapl to just one dock on this side of the water. We can see that he is just kind of patrolling the side here. And here we're going to have our first little action, I think. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see the Ulfsark wall in the villager. He could have done that. Because of where he was building. Like, do it. Wall in the villager. Like, I think that would be so good. Because if you want to get out, he would have to delete his dock or fight through the wall. Now, here's the question, though. Is we have 45% up for TheRapl. If he sends his next... well, he's not even training a hearse here. I was going to say, it would be nice for him to... send a Herseer up because eventually, once he ages, he shouldn't get... he needs to stay away until he hits age 2. 73%. And now he's trying to wall in. And wall in again. And oh, this villager been working out. Keeping that fat off. Is able to fit through. But what I'm saying is because he's so close to aging up, why fight this? Now that you're aged up, I don't even know now because he took so much damage. I don't know if he can even fight into the villager. Now he has to run away. And we have a forest fire immediately on this forest. You'll have some casters who don't like this. Specifically one who's rather bald. Doesn't like the instant forest fire. I think in this case on Anatolia, I think it's pretty good. Because of all the early... I mean, there is a lot of villagers here. We saw like 10 villagers had to move over. That's a lot of idle time early on. And if you can take advantage of that and kind of use that to snowball early water lead, that's definitely worth it. So text being researched, we do have hand axe and pickaxe for Kimo. We have just hand axe for TheRapl. And he does have per sign. So... we have per sign immediately. I think he can afford to get that because of that very quick forest fire. Look at all these idle villagers. Kimo really should have sent villagers down here. This is a very inefficient wood line as we see the Valk fighting the Ajax here. But yeah, there should either be another storehouse or half of these villagers should have come down here and build a storehouse. Because, I mean, she might as well not exist, essentially, as much as she was standing around. And now we've got a little bit of a fight here, and oh, we didn't quite get this dock built. We missed a Minotaur headbutt on an Ulfsark here. And you don't really want to lose water like this if he does end up losing the water. We see the Minotaur fighting the two Herseer. Because TheRapl needs to get another dock up. But look at these low hit point boats. Kimo should really keep pushing out of the dock here. And now there's a... oh, restoration just a little bit too late right after that boat went down. But I think that'll get Kimo what he needs, though, on this water. Because he can't get a another dock up. And so he's going to lose water on this side. And that's a quick loss here. A quick loss. As we see now people debating whether or not that forest fire should have happened. But, I mean, look at this. This is not good. Kimo is usually, like, on top of economy. But this is a bit of a train wreck here, a little bit. I mean, look at this guy. He wants to drop this wood off, but he can't. So, it looks like TheRapl is maybe aging up pretty quickly. Yeah, he's up. Scotty, he's already just now started. He'll be up about it in a minute, and Kimo is almost up. I think as soon as he builds this armory here, he'll be aging up. But yeah, this is a very quick loss on this side. So you can see Kimo is getting 2 extra packs of fish here, and we have a trireme down here. Kimo has gotten the Staff of Dionysius plus 20 villager carrying capacity. The other relic is the Trios bow, which gives archers plus 2 line of sight and range. He'd better grab this before Kimo runs down and picks this relic up, because Toxotes, especially Hades Toxotes with this relic, ooh, that is pretty good. We see the Raven is here just watching all of this, and here we have the Frost. You know, you could almost, like, you know, I know this is kind of a dumb idea, but you could almost frost this and have 17 villagers idle for like 40 seconds. Maybe it would be stupid, but I don't know if it would be a complete waste. I guess you'd probably generally get better use of it. All right, so we have Kimo is aging up with Aphrodite. No underworld. And sending a villager for probably an immediate market. It looks like Kimo is probably going to jump to Mythic is my guess, based on the fact that he's going to be putting down a market right away. As we see him pretty defensive here. 2 gold mines in the base, you can do that, and then just go for an earthquake and absolutely flatten the entire Norse base, or do it on the front. You can do that as well. And Kimo has a storehouse placed here. He doesn't know what he's about to run into. But these villagers are in for a little bit of a surprise in about 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds as soon as this hill fort gets up. And Kimo actually won't be able to win this. He'll have a curse. Now the hill fort starts shooting, and these villagers are like, what have we gotten ourselves into here? And I mean, a curse actually wouldn't be of super high value. I wonder if he's intentionally running the Ulfsarks back? Maybe not, because heroes aren't affected by curse. This is a really strange arc. These arrows are really going high up. I don't know why that's fascinating me, but it is. And these villagers, the TheRapl can stop this town center and this gold mine, but he's building buildings down here, and this could be big. TheRapl should kind of sense this. He's coming up to check, and it's gonna be close as to whether or not he'll be able to stop it. I mean, we'll see a curse. We will maybe see the frost giant. Oh, not on the villager. Get him on the Nemean lion. Probably have a curse coming soon. I would think we got curse, right? And we have a frost. Definitely don't want to use frost yet. You save that until the last minute. There's the curse. I don't know if we need a frost as it comes in. I don't know if that was necessary to frost it. I mean, it secures it, I guess. You know, the risk if you don't frost is that you could potentially lose it. Now, one thing I want to see here from TheRapl is pay a little bit more attention, and rather than attacking the units that are in the iceberg, is maybe attack the units that aren't and actually do some damage, because we can see like these Herseer is just getting flunked away. Like, get the frost giant on this pacifist instead of wandering around in circles here. Here comes Achilles, and I think the problem is after this frost is done, I don't know if TheRapl is going to be able to keep this town center down, as we see, because like rather than that was misplayed. rather than attacking the units, he should have been attacking the town center to keep it at low hit points. Because the town center was about 3/4 built, and now it's going to get up. And here's a little bit of a choke point fight here. We need to get those throwing axemen a little bit back. We've got the Huskarls here. They do well against Toxotes, but not against Hippaspis. And we got the Frost Giant, a second one down here. We've got Achilles. And still we've got Ajax, but they can't quite get the Frost Giant. Of course, he can't get anything either. This is quite the choke point here. I mean, it's good for the throwing axemen. Also very good for the Toxotes. As we see that they gotta judge the hill fort here. The hill fort is shooting at the town center. Of course, the town center is also shooting at the hill fort. There we go. He's just changed it. Want to get on that Ajax, get him down. And we need more Frost Giants. And what are resources looking like? Kimo's floating quite a bit. He's at 142 pop. TheRapl only at 110. Don't know if he's going to be able to hold this, he being TheRapl, as he's falling back, and I don't believe he is. No, he's not aging up. We're getting Bronze Mill for Kimo, Heavy Infantry for TheRapl, Fortified Town Center is also coming up for Kimo as well. It's looking good for Kimo here. Nothing at all going on in the bottom. At all, no fighting at all. And Kimo, I mean, Kimo's just economically way ahead just because of how easily he won this top half of the water. And really at this point, I think kind of your chance as TheRapl is to get like some sort of massive, humongous, gigantic Ragnarok. So he's got to pull these villagers back before they die and just try to sit here. But the problem is Kimo is aging up first, and that is the GG right there. So we aren't even going to see a panic or attempt at a reg. And I think that just goes down to just losing the water like that on the top. Hard to recover from that and keep up, I guess, with Kimo, who is just quite a bit ahead economically, as I can look at the post game there. And TheRapl is also kind of agreeing there, where only having one dock in the bottom was important. We can see they're close economically up until about here, and that's where Kimo is now way ahead in villagers. He's what, 18 ahead in villagers, and a lot of that is fishing right there. But I think he was no, that is all just fishing boats. We can see how big that winning that top half of the water was for Kimo. So that was pretty big there. And kill-loss ratio also was taking some pretty good fights. Seemed like maybe TheRapl was a little bit behind in technologies there for much of that fight. And that is a pretty quick game one victory to the Kimo-sabi. And it will give him his win, and that was on Kimo's map. So real quick, let's move into my little office here. And I need to hit resume, sorry, forgot. And let's update our scorecard here. Get these players in. Get a Hades up for Kimo on Anatolia. And our Odin, big surprise for TheRapl. And it was a game one win for Kimo. I always struggle getting these things to line up in the proper position. Oh, that's Ra. I tried to get a win to go up to the top. Let's get Ra out of here. Ra, everyone wanted it to be. But that was a very decisive win for Hades there. So Kimo played this very well. The only thing I would have said differently is just a little bit, move those villagers on wood somewhere else. But otherwise, hard to say what exactly he did wrong, because he played that very well. And we have Frozen Waste for TheRapl, picking Frozen Waste for game number 2. So let's get Frozen Waste on the screen. in the middle of the map. My overlay here. Whatever. And let's just jump right in. I think we are about ready to start. Game number 3. Let me make sure I gave the right person the score. And I did. So game number 2. I just said game 3. I think I said game number 2, or I should have, because that's what it is. So, Guilty, are you able to do a prediction? You can if you want. I hope I have it set up where you can set one up, but we'll see. Not that it really matters. I don't know what you're going to use my points for. And yes, there is a 2-minute delay in stream. So we are, again, just waiting for Kimo. And there he is, clicking in. We're going to start on Frozen Waste here. I like this map. Very aggressive. No sitting back here. What does Kimo go? Does he go Greek? Go Set. Well, that's fun. Set versus Odin on Frozen Waste. So we've got the TheRapl on the left side of the map over here. He is Odin on a Frozen Waste. Has used Great Hunt on all of these caribou. And on the right is Kimo. He is Set and has used his vision in the middle of the map. Obviously, he's going to want to convert some walrus, which are right here. But I think he wants to snag all these goats first. And, oh, this old Sark found those. If he keeps going, you'll find the priest. That's huge if he finds it. Is he going to get it? He's going to find it now before a minute. We have a minute to do a veto. We might see a veto here from Kimo. And all right, after a minute. So no veto, but very good to get that priest, because that probably will mean that Kimo cannot convert any hunt. So that's very important. Very nice to see a 2 Ulsark start here. I don't know if that's very common. I mean, frequently you'll see... he's converting his own hunt. Frequently you'll see a 2 Ulsark on something like Oasis. But I don't know if you normally see it on Frozen Waste. But we have it here. And I like it because there is a lot of goats on the outside of the map that we could be getting at. And we have still just getting on the priest here. That's still good. Here comes a villager to come up. Gotta save your Ulsark. Good job, good job. Good job. The nice thing about Odin is he will regenerate health. So the Skryling here will slowly regenerate. Now, of course, the priest can just be healed. But really, the big thing for here is just to prevent this priest from being able to convert the walrus. And so far, really well done by the TheRapl not to take extra damage. And should be hopefully starting to think about a temple pretty quickly. Gotta watch out he doesn't get path blocked. It's a little bit dangerous there. I wonder if you'll run back now and build a temple with this one and then send this Ulsark maybe up to harass. And now he's going along and cruising the edge of the map here to find all the goats. So think of Frozen Waste as far as like design in a way. It's kind of like a Frozen Midgard, basically. And then it's also a little bit like Oasis, where it has a good amount of herdables, which most of them will be around the edge of the map. Gold mines will always be on the edge of the landmass close to the ice. And then your settlements and hunt will be towards the middle. So this tends to be a pretty aggressive map. Now, what do you think here? What does the set do? The town centers to grab aren't super great as far as securing hunts. I guess this one's the best one to grab, so I would think Kimo will probably grab this one. As we see Tak getting in at 330. Coming forward to this hunt, which he's converting it anyway. Kind of a waste to convert his own hunt. And we have a Freya coming up at 339. So I'd say that's most likely what we'll get is a second town center grab here. It does protect this gold mine pretty well, but not a lot of hunt. Would like to see perhaps a faster advance than a 435-ish from the Odin, but I don't know if you can get that with a second Ulsark start. I'm not sure. So I'm wondering what we'll see here. TheRapl is not forward at all. I think he's worried about a shifting sands. Yeah, he definitely is. That's what he's standing here for. So one thing that the set player can do is just do an early shifting sands on top of the enemy hunt, like at 405 with free pharaoh, free animals, priest, and all that. But I think TheRapl should have predicted it wasn't going to come because Kimo used vision right away. And now we see the longhouse being built, and Kimo is going aggressive. With barracks units, it looks like. So no early second town center. He's going for map control and wants to keep TheRapl off of second hunt. So no town center. I like this play. A lot better than the passive town center grab. Oh, this walrus, you don't want to lose it. That's 300 food you can run home and delete. And the units will come in on this hunt, but it's almost done. And it won't get on that hunt, but that's not a big deal. I mean, he's got a lot of goats that he's split up. He doesn't want them. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't come down here. Don't come down here. No, you should have seen these. Oh, this is slow reaction, too. Oh, no. Gonna lose. There's a forest fire just to kind of panic, get out of there. Now, the problem here is we might see a shifting sands on these incoming units. If Kimo grabs it quick. Nope, it's too late now, because now if he tries to shift, he'll shift his own units away. So forest fire there to save the units. There's the shift all the way back. And we'll shift 3 raiders, a Herseer, and a throwing axeman. But there's no box, so most of the used units will be able to run out. In fact, if the town centers all aim at the raiding cavalry, these units will all get out without any dying. And as TheRapl here, I would end up taking that trade. No shift on all these goats. Only 1 villager dead. Traded forest fire for shifting sands. I think that's a success. If I'm TheRapl, I'm happy with that trade. Now, if I'm TheRapl, I'm also seeing all of these units coming forward, and I think if I'm TheRapl, I move back to my base. And I get husbandry. And I don't lose units, because I think this is a winning fight for Kimo right now. I mean, it's close, but I think Kimo would win this. Well, now we've got a few more axemen and stuff coming in, and now these army is a little bit... Okay, this pathing here actually really helped TheRapl. He can trap this axeman. Oh, he missed the trap on the axeman. There's a little bit of pathing issue here where the red army, half of it was here and the other half was up here. So now I think TheRapl could hold this position long enough to stay on the food here. And now the spearmen are coming for a raid, but there's not really going to be anything to raid as we have a second Valk come up. I like that. Not a lot of resources in the bank for either player. Both are at 75 pop, but TheRapl is currently housed. And it doesn't seem like he is aware of that right now. Oh, yes, he is. He's building a line of houses up at the top. We see a few goats left on the edge of the map. TheRapl probably would have liked to have grabbed. And now Kimo is going to go forward to this forward hunt here. It looks like, I mean, he's got a granary foundation, but I don't see the villagers. We got a little bit of a raid here. Just mine. Don't chop a hole through the forest. Oh, he chopped a hole through the forest. Nice to see a little spearman raid here. And oh, get on the Wadget. He's in a bad spot. Get on him. Round him. Nice to kill the Wadget, because the Wadget can do a lot of damage. But watch out for your raiding cavalry. Don't lose the raiding cavalry. Okay, he's back. Picks off a couple units down here. 2 raiding cavalry fall. They'll wedge it in a couple barracks units down the bottom. If I'm RAPL here, I just try to raid. I don't try to fight head to head, because if he can get age 3 first, he's in a super strong position. So I think full-on fights as we see the spearman come wandering in all by himself. We see a slinger coming in. A little bit uncharacteristic for Kimo. He's usually very careful with his units. Ooh, but now with these villagers coming in, does RAPL go for this fight? We have unupgraded barracks units. Oh, get back. I don't know. I think you still stay. I think you go heroic here. But I don't know how close RAPL. He's not close. So I guess there's no heroic. Watch out for you throwing axemen. Like here, I'm almost just running with my Valks and raiding cavalry around and keeping my infantry safe. I don't think a fight. I don't know. It just depends on management. I mean, we've got 3 Valks though. They'll live forever as long as the Pharaoh can get down. Just depends if the raiding cavalry can get around on the Pharaoh. Because the Valks with 55% pierce armor, they tank a ton of unit. Oh, the Pharaoh! Oh no! Can't lose the Pharaoh! Oh man, a little bit of poor pathing there, a little bit too far forward for Kimo, but he's kind of fixed it. We got an army of slingers back here. And we've got kind of full retreat now. Kimo trying to manage his troops. I think this is a good fight for Kimo because there's no flank with the raiding cavalry. The villagers are coming. Axemen coming around the back side. I don't know. It depends how long these Valks can live. There's only 1 Pharaoh. These Valks will do a ton of damage. They'll tank a lot. Pharaoh on the Hersey here. This is the big fight right here. If the Pharaoh goes down, this is going to be a win for RAPL, I think. Pharaoh almost dead. 1 more shot. Pharaoh down. But now we only have 1 Valk, though. I don't know. It's close. We still got both priests. It's so close. So close. I think overall it's a win for Kimo there. I mean, a lot of idle time, though, for the villagers. A lot of idle time for the villagers. But I think it's more of a win for Kimo there. I think RAPL lost a lot of units. And I just don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to just... Once this hunt is done, I think you fall back, keep your infantry in your base, and you raid around with your cavalry. Like now, RAPL can't fight. If he tries to keep fighting, he's going to start losing. Like he needs to stay back and just do some raids. I mean, there's units to raid. I mean, these are all standing here. I mean, if you have like a band of raiding cavalry and Valks, you can hit these units. Well, these villagers here are in such a dangerous position. Oh, I don't know. Kimo is at full pop. RAPL is only at 81 of 115. And we have a lot of idle villagers here. I don't like where he's got all his goats placed. Like, they're kind of inefficiently placed here. And again, I mean, we've got 2 Valks and a priest that has 4 hit points. I mean, one shot that thing. But there's just not enough units. Like, so the Valks will live forever. But there's not enough damage behind it. And it's just such a nice fight here because the problem is, so the raiding cavalry, when it comes to fighting, raiding cavalry take a lot more space than barracks units. So when you get in a small area like this and fight, your barracks units are going to do better because they can fit into small cracks and crevices between the units and fight. Whereas your raiding cavalry aren't going to be able to fight. As we see a surround. Oh, he can surround all of these. Oh, the throwing act. He hasn't even noticed. He hasn't even noticed these spearmen all just got sent to their doom. Oh no, that was not good. And if I'm Kimo, I send like 2 units after these spearmen, like a Valk, and I come maybe and fight somewhere else now. Because all of this is just pure pure slinger here. We don't have... I would like to see an armory get up with like a some copper shields upgrades. We see Kimo does have a second town center. Spearman on the wrong side of the forest. Like, there's a lot of slingers here. And again, it's just all about getting flanks. Because cavalry are just so big. If you try to cram them all in at one front, they're all just going to bounce off of each other. So here he's doing a little bit better. Got to get on the Pharaoh, though. Attack the Pharaoh. You got 4 Valks. Get on the Pharaoh. See, Rappel's just missing a little bit of opportunities here at better surrounds, where he could have ran like half of his cav around all these units. As it is, because there's so many slingers, Rappel's army now does really well. But again, he's got to get us around here. Otherwise, these barracks units can just keep retreating. But we still have some that are getting caught by the trees. So this kind of counter push here by Rappel is working really well. But look at all these villagers that he can go at now. If he notices he's coming down here, is Kimo's his alarm bells ringing or not? This could be a massive raid. This could massive raid. This could turn the game around in Rappel's favor. He sees them. At least they're in line of sight. Oh, this is a huge raid here. There's great path blocking here. The villagers are so stuck. There's going to be so many that are killed here. Would like to get these units around the front again, though. Get them around. Get them around. As we see a counter raid, though, by Kimo coming in on this gold mine. And nice to get all these villagers killed. We had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vills killed. Rappel notices this raid and is going to run. We have a little bit of a dance here around this forest. Which way do we go? We run up here. Oh, running away from the base. I don't know if you want to do that. I guess he's waiting, trying to get the raiding cavalry in time. Should get the ox cart away from these villagers so the villagers run faster. The raiding cavalry trying to come and save these villagers. The chasing spearmen have stopped. Oh, no, 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 don't come back yet. Oh, you should have just kept going. Oh, no. And this will allow Kimo to get this town center up, as we have 3 villagers dead and ox cart dead. We do have 2 town centers for Rappel. Nice little raid here. Could get in on these units here. And oh, do we have a frost? We have a frost. I don't think you want to frost this, though. There's no way you want to frost this. Where's the rest of his raiding cavalry? That's it? Thought he had more than this for some reason. The Valks will live forever as long as this one priest goes down. Villagers come marching through. Oh, get them through. I mean, with these Valks, though, I mean, there's just... They tank so much damage. 60% hack armor, 55% pierce. And the Valks are just doing so much work here. As we still have a frost now for Rappel. And Rappel has taken the score lead. Probably down in villagers. Let's see. 45 villagers to 57. Yeah, he is way behind. Oh, here come the Pharaoh. Get on the Pharaoh. Surround these priests. That's not good by Kimo. The Pharaoh goes down again. We've now got 2 frost giants. I think Rappel with those frost giants can push this position here. Oh, no, no, don't go back. You've got the advantage. Start attacking. There you go. Get some raids. Get the frost giants in the fight, though. Or maybe just get them on the town center. I mean, you got the advantage now if you're Rappel. Huge advantage. Kimo is not aging up. Not even close to it. Get on these priests. You can kill them. Or maybe one. Yeah, you got both. Then run out of here. Run out of here. Why? No. Oh, no. I think this is how Rappel loses. Is by doing a rag here. If he just fights heroic normally, I think he wins. I think he's going for a rag here. I think that's a mistake. Like he could push this with the frost. He can take this town center down. And then I think he could just march through. Oh, he's going tier. Okay. All right. I still think it would probably be better to have pushed this age 3 rather than go tier. Just my opinion. Maybe right, maybe wrong. eco upgrades. We've got decent upgrades for Kimo. Armor, no armory upgrades though. Would like to see those. And we've got quite a few armory upgrades for Kimo. We've got bronze weapons, bronze armor. We've got electrum bullets. A little bit of a raid here on these villagers. The Valk could take some damage still. I don't think TheRapl knows about this. This is kind of big. Yeah, what is it? Where is the Pharaoh? Oh no, watch out for your frost giants though. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Don't want to lose them. They're so valuable. Okay, they're retreating. Getting a hill fort up. This is important. I don't know if it's going to get up. We have Nephthys up. We are on Semendes the 4th. He's going tier. Almost up tier. We've got 90% tier. But see, how do you push through here? Oh, he can surround the Pharaoh. He can get this Pharaoh again. There's Fimbulwinter. So where do we get spawns? This spawn is here isn't so great. This spawn isn't super great either. This is the spawn that you want right there. Get on the Pharaoh. Oh, no, he's not. Just running past. And here's another spawn here. So good spawn. We got 4 spawns here, actually. I think. Yeah, 4 spawns. That's awesome to get 4 wolf spawns on this map. Now, what does TheRapl do at this point? Gotta get on this Pharaoh. Make him Semendes the 5th. Get on him. Losing too many raiding cavalry to this spearman here. And the wolves are doing some work. Now the wolves are done. We still have a frost. We have... Somehow the wolves ran up here too. So TheRapl has line of sight of that. But TheRapl has no pressure. Like, no siege. Like, what does he do now? Economy upgrades aren't super great. Would like to see the... Oh, what is it? Winter Harvest? Like to see some hill fort units. Maybe a little bit of raid. This town center almost went down to the pure wolves there. You see a push onto this. The big technology now for Kimo is it's the one Nephthys upgrade. I forget the name of it, but it's the one that gives all the damage to myth units, because there's still... TheRapl just doesn't have a lot of units behind this. Like, he's got 3 mountain giants, but then just throwing axemen. If the slingers micro onto the throwing axemen, they just die right away. And now we have an upgraded town center. See, I don't know. You guys are saying Ragnarok would have worked. I mean, it would have been about a 50 rag. I don't know if that would have worked. The problem, though, with going tier here is that Kimo at 4 town centers can just replenish his units so fast. As we see the fortified town center. Please don't go all in on the town center. You got to turn and fight the units here. Try to get on the priests. Got the Pharaoh popping out as well. And, oh, got to get on the Pharaoh. Got to get on these priests too. 1 frost giant down. The Pharaoh pops out on the bottom. Got priests aren't getting targeted down very well. And you got the throwing... The slingers are all dying, though. So this fight is going well for TheRapl, I think. But we've got all these mercenaries coming out. I mean, Kimo can kind of make non-stop mercenaries out of this town center. And that's going to help defend here, because we've got... I mean, he's got... How much gold does he have, I guess? Only 71 gold now. He's actually only at 119 pop. But I mean, you have to consider these are all 3 pop units, essentially. We see a raid coming around on this gold mine. And the big thing I think TheRapl needs to do is establish a position up here. We've got 2 gold mines here, as well as the trade route. So we'll get a little bit of a raid here, but this is so much more important. And actually... Kimo attacking these houses might encourage TheRapl to come up here. As we see a raid on these villagers. Do we have... No armory upgrades either. 22 minutes. No armory upgrades. Now, Kimo hasn't noticed this. So we'll lose all these villagers. Well, now we notice, and we'll lose almost all of them. I think 2 made it to safety. We've got a raid coming down here. We've got only 450 gold left on this mine. We have a ballista firing at the town center, but unupgraded ballista do almost no damage. You might as well just get the upgrade for your Huskarls instead. Instead of making pretty expensive ballista, just make Huskarls. Upgrade the Huskarls. And here comes Horus. I think TheRapl's running out of time. This portion of the map is just too strong. Trade route is coming in for Kimo. We've got no presence up here for TheRapl. We've got a Scorpion Man to defend. We have the Huskarls coming up, but the Scorpion Man can defend. And nothing is happening here. Like, we need... Probably TheRapl needs another hill fort. These gold miners have been idle for so long, too. We have winter harvest. No winter harvest. Oh, what in the world did I just do? Not a lot of resources in the bank. Yeah, I think it's too late now. Personally, I would have liked to have seen a push age 3 because now he's held on to Frost for so long. Like, he's really not going to get any value out of it. Like, at this point, Frost is just going to be a I'm losing and I need to delay my loss for another 40 seconds kind of a thing. As Smendes the 5th is about to become Smendes the 6th. Going way forward here. I think he's trying to get line of sight of this town center for the tornado, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Ballista unupgraded do so little damage. You need upgraded... You need a Burning Pitch, and you need Siege Engineers before Ballista even become, like, good. So right now, they're just a waste of resources, a waste of pop space. Rather just see upgraded Huskarl. We see a little bit of a build here, but that Scorpion Man is doing a really good job to block it. And I think TheRapl's running out of time because he doesn't even have a trade route. And this town center is at half hit points, but the ballista are about to go down. We still don't have the Huskarl upgrade. We don't have the raiding cavalry upgrade either. Both of them are through tiers. We see the animals coming up on this. And yeah, we still got Frost Giant coming out. Not even upgraded Frost Giant. Do we have? We do now have Funeral Rites. That's the technology I was looking at. Here comes a tornado in on this spot here. We do have a building upgrade, which will probably it won't save the hill fort. And without the hill fort, there's no more Huskarls. And that's gonna be tough. And that is GG right there. Well played by Kimo. I think TheRapl had chances. TheRapl had some chances there, but did not quite take advantage. And in the end, never even used Frost. I think the play here was a push in Age 3. Maybe a reg. Some people in chat thought that a reg would do well. I don't know about that. I don't know about the reg. I think the best, easiest way to win was to push through an Age 3 because Kimo, as soon as those Frost Giants come out and you're fighting against classical Age Egyptian, nothing can kill the Frost Giants at all. I think he should have pushed through, but that's just my opinion. Easy for me as I'm sitting here to say what should have done or what should not have done. But it is what it is. Look at that. Units killed. 218 to 218 right there. As we even kill death ratio. Improvements up to Mythic Age. I just don't... The early Mythic Age just... When the set has 4 town centers, even... Let's take a look and see how many villagers it killed. Even kill a ton. I mean, a little bit, but the problem is when your opponent is at 4 town centers. Oh, the RC upgrade is Bragi. I forget. Sorry. Yep, you're right. You're right. You're right. But yeah, 4 town centers, I don't know if the winner quite has that much. But yeah, I think the time to push was here. Because he's ahead economically here. This is when I think his villagers got raided, so both villagers kind of got raided here. But yeah, he probably could have pushed through. In the end, he was ahead economically at the end of the game, but wasn't quite able to finish it off. Had a chance. Had a chance there. But couldn't quite. So, all right. Well, let's take a look here. Yeah, I agree. Too passive and heroic. But again, as we're all sitting here watching the game, it's easy for us to say what should have happened or should not have happened. So we had a win for Kimo. 2-0 win. And I will update the little scorecard here just for posterity's sake. Where's my set icon? Set icon here. Of course, I don't have a set icon. But yeah, in the end, never even used Frost. Oh, that's kind of the worry is sometimes that happens. It's easy to do when you have a god power and you're like, you want to save it for like the perfect time. And the perfect time just never comes along, and then you don't use it. So that's kind of what happened there. Is he was waiting for the perfect time, and it never materialized. And that is it. GG 2-0 for the Kimo. So well played by him. RC upgrade that I was thinking about is Balder. Yeah. You're right. All right, let's take a look at the standings here. Spoilers alert, and we'll update them on my screen here. So Kimo moves up to 4-0. Kind of crazy how all these players still have to play. Kimo has to play Matrius, Kimo has to play Scotty, and Scotty has to play Matrius. So crazy how that works, and they all have an exact score line right now. TheRapl falls to 2-3, setting up for one very important match at the end of the season between Supe and TheRapl, because that'll determine who advances in the 4th spot here. This is a big one because they have not played each other yet. So Supe versus Rapl, the winner of that will secure the 4th spot. The other 3 players will be fighting for the top spot there. And meanwhile, if you look at the upload division, that is completely up in the air. No player has secured a playoff spot, and no player is eliminated. And this is the final week. We've got a little bit of catch up to do. Nine Racing Cats got to get some games in against some of the other players, but it's a close division. In fact, I think when I did a game the other day and I was looking through, this wasn't through week 4, it was through week 3. I think it was 9 of the 12 games went to game 3 in this division. So this division has been awesome. The Implode division, just awesome. So anyway, that is it for tonight. I think there may be another game starting up in just a minute here between OG and Nenny J and Dark Soul. I can't stream it. I don't know if there's somebody to stream Dark Soul and OG and Nenny J. If so, I will send you guys there. So it looks like Blackadder will stream that, and that's the other game for the day. So Supe versus TheRapl. Yeah, max 10-minute games. Yeah, that'll be an aggressive game there. Aggressive match there for sure. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to send you over to Blackadder's stream. He is going to stream our other match for today. I don't think we have another one after this. It's going to be down in the Challengers division between OG and Nenny J and then Dark Soul. It'll be both of those players' final match. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I will send you guys over to Blackadder. So have a great day. Appreciate it.